We talk a lot about in our training and our program about the concept of being penny wise, dollar foolish. And what we see a lot in the industry is service bureaus marking people up, maximizing fees, and then wondering how come their clients leave them every year or two. And you're not going to retain by maxing people out and then not even providing them value. So like you said, the bundles, like those things that we talk about, stack creating your offers, right? Like putting this stuff together. If you're charging a markup, there has to be things that are besides the software that are given to them as basically a trade for that markup. Like, hey, I'm going to provide these things for you, and these are the benefits you get working with me.
Welcome to the Service Bureau Accelerator podcast, where we help tax professionals start and scale a successful service bureau.
All right, welcome to another Service Bureau Accelerator interview series. I'm here with LaTasha, and I also have Ross with me. Ross, if you want to go ahead and start the introduction.
Sure. So LaTasha, welcome. Thanks for joining us. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you all doing today?
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Yeah, LaTasha, thanks for jumping on the call. So, like I said, we're just, love to just kind of hear a little bit about your experience with, joining the Service Bureau Accelerator. But maybe if you want to start by just kind of really quickly giving us a quick, introduction, introduce yourself, share us a little bit about, your experience in the tax industry, where you're at, and then ultimately what led you to become a service bureau with the Service Bureau Accelerator.
Okay. I am LaTasha Stanley. I'm the proud owner of iMpAcTz Tax Pro. I started in the industry 14 years ago. I worked with H&R Block, and then I left H&R Block, and I just started doing taxes on my own. So I just did taxes for my family. No friends, only for family. And I remember it was about, I want to say about 10 years ago, my daughter said, Mama, you know how to do taxes. You do it for the family. Just start doing it for friends and you can make an extra income, because I was working at the time. Um, and I said, well, I'll think about it. Let me see if there's something I want to do. And I thought about it and I said, okay. And I started doing taxes. So my daughter brought me 50 clients.
Okay.
And I said, wow, 50 clients. And so I did their taxes plus my family. So I went to some people that I knew in the church that did taxes. And I was like, how can I get my Pete's in? To be honest with you all, the two ladies made it like it was so hard to get a Pete's in. They didn't explain to me. They didn't give me the steps. They just made it like it was hard for me to get a Pete's in. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have got my Pete's in then. So they made it so hard for me. So the next year, I saw a third party business that was saying, if you want to do taxes, come join our team, and no upfront costs. And so I was like, don't nobody give you something for free. So let me go. Let me
It's
try this out
it's
and
free
see.
up front. It's free up front.
Yes, free up front. I learned that, free up front. So I called the person that I had saw the flyer on Facebook, and she was like, "Oh yes, come and see us in Memphis. We'll be in Memphis on such and such date." It was a weekend, and so I went. And I got my pizza in that day. They showed me how to get my pizza in, and I joined their team. I was on their team for 2 years. We was on a split, of course, and I was like, I got this down. The first year I came with 3 people with me. The next year I bought 20 people with me. And so I was like, if I can go from a preparer to a team, I can be a business mentor and be a business owner as well. And so that's what I did. Second year, I remember, Ross, I talked to you. I was going to join, but I did not end up staying with them. In the following year, I came on with the SBA. So that's how I was able to learn a lot and come on with SBA. I saw their you all promotion on Facebook, and I have filled that form out.
Awesome.
Got it.
It-
So go ahead.
oh, you got it, balls. You go.
So just so I'm clear, so prior to joining us, you were part of this team
Yes.
on a split. And then when
Yes.
we had the conversation, obviously the math started working together and we started doing maybe some numbers and figuring out how much money you would actually make. So
Yes, because you all, when I came on, you all taught me a whole lot about back-end fees, about fees that I was giving the wrong information about when I was on this team. So, you all gave me a lot of information. I was like, wow, you know, so yes, that
What
pulled me on to SBA.
that'll usually happen. Do you
Yes.
do you recall at all? Like I know it's like 3 years ago now, but like do you recall what your fee, like what those software fees looked like
Yes.
before?
So one was the Service Bureau fee, and it was $99. The transmitter fee, I think, was like 60. I can say per return before their fees, you was paying out $270 some. The client was.
So before the prep fees.
Yes,
Yeah.
before the prep fees.
Got it. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do some math. Excuse the
Okay.
typing sounds.
Okay.
So let's subtract the bank. Let's subtract base software fee. So it's like a $209 markup essentially.
Yes.
So when we had a conversation and you're like, hey, your first year you put up some numbers. I'm not gonna share them here, but if you'll want me to, I can. But roughly, just based on your first year, just on the markup without anything else,
Yes.
you should have made an additional $83,620 roughly year
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
And that's also not counting the extra money from the not having to do the splits and all that stuff because
Yes,
you got that
yes.
sorted out as well. That's just on the
Yes.
software side of things. That's cool.
Yes.
That's a big number.
It is.
That is a big number. Yeah. And you're not alone. We have those conversations like every day where there's tens of thousands of dollars.
And you know, you said something. You're like, hey, I spoke to you guys, and then I didn't end up doing it. And then I came the following year.
Yes.
And then does it give you any heartburn to realize how much money you gave up that year you skipped?
Yes, it really does. It really does.
Yeah.
They have incentives and
Yeah.
stuff that they gave out and at the end of the day, when I sat back, I had already paid for that.
Right. Yeah. No. So a lot of those incentives are literally just based off the markup. So it's like
Yes.
you're just giving me a piece of what I could get 100% of regardless if I'm
Yes.
just with a better deal, right? So
Yes, that's
so-
correct.
interesting. Yeah. And we see that a lot. So like when we look at people that don't sign up from 1 year to we have the numbers, we're like, what's going
Yes.
on? Like I know it's like, hey, there's an investment here, and sometimes that holds people back. But I'm like, if you really do the math, it's like $2,000 worth 83. Yeah, pretty it's a no-brainer, right? In a
Yes.
lot of cases, but awesome. But
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that. Go ahead, Ross.
Yeah, LaTasha, I was going to ask, like, what was there anything like when you ultimately kind of made the decision to join Service Bureau Accelerator? Was it the Service Bureau? I'm just kind of curious, like, was it more the Service Bureau model, like being able to have your own software that you can sell? Because I know you mentioned like, hey, if I can do this, I can mentor people
Yes.
as well. Or was it more so all the fees that you can now make back, or was it kind of a combination of both? You want to kind of
It was kind of a combination of both, and listening to you all not only just sold me the software of being a service bureau, it was the education that you was giving as well. The examples that you all was giving, you all was showing proof of what you were saying. And that's what I liked. I liked the honesty that you all gave. You explained the Service Bureau fee, or if you want to up the fee. You all explained all of that. I wasn't given that option. I was just told this is what the bank charged. Everything was put on the bank.
yes,
Yeah.
deflection tactic.
Yes. Everything
not
was
me.
the bank.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the common thing. Oh yeah, just blame the software and the banks.
Yes.
Yeah, easy to do. So
Awesome.
So what's been your like obviously like this year you had a nice little bit of growth this year.
Yes.
What's been your strategy you know attracting more preparers or like recruiting EROs and things like that to get them on your software? What have you been doing like the last season?
So I had been talking to them. I offered mentorship training. I remember last year at the SBA conference, you all talked about looking toward the future, not looking just at that moment. Um, I had to look at, do I want to charge this amount now? And then look ahead of the future. If this ERO, if she going to stay with me or she going to leave because she found someone else that gave her a better deal. So I
Yeah.
looked at the future, bringing them on at a small amount. And I looked at the future, what I can make in the future by training them, educating them, um, teaching them with compliance and due diligence in tax laws. So that's how I looked at it by talking to the EROs. And a lot of them was like, well, yes, because some people that we talk with, they didn't have a bundle package. Everything was separate. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
really learned a lot at the conference last year.
Right. And
Yeah.
for those of you guys that are listening to this and you're like, well, what does that mean by thinking to the future? We talk a lot about in our training and our program about the concept of being penny wise, dollar foolish. And what we see a lot in the industry is service bureaus marking people up, maximizing fees, and then wondering how come their clients leave them every year or two. Right. So the retention really this is a lower revenue per product. If you want it to be long term, lower revenue per product retention business. And you're not going to retain by maxing people out and then not even providing them value. So like you said, the bundles, like those things that we talk about, stack creating your offers, right? Like putting this stuff together, those values. So like if you're charging a markup, there has to be things that are besides the software that are given to them as basically a trade for that markup. Like, hey, I'm going to provide these things for you, and these are the benefits you get working with me. So that's kind of the concept that LaTasha's referencing here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know, Baldy, you've had a good point or a good phrase. It's like, well, can you justify those fees that you're charging, right? It's like, am I providing the value that would actually justify having those type of fees? And more often than not, it's no. but if you can, if you can structure it where the fees aren't crazy high, there's maybe a little bit there, but you're also providing the value and people want to stay there. They're willing to take that compromise because of the value that they're getting out of it. And there's nothing wrong with having, fees associated with it. So yeah, a lot of strategy there that we break down. I'm glad you kind of really took that in as well at our convention,
Glad
because
that's stuck. Yeah.
yeah, because that's something that we're really trying to make everyone really aware of, because we see it a lot too, where people will, just like your scenario, right? You left someone because you're like, well, these fees are ridiculous, right?
Yes.
I don't want to have my customers paying out all these fees and I'm not getting any of it at the end of the day. Someone's making money off of my business,
Yes.
and I want the opportunity to help others grow, which is great. But a lot of people have that fee scenario where they're like, I don't want to pay these ridiculous fees, but then they'll become a service bureau, and then they'll just mark those fees right back up to where they were and sell it to someone else. It's like you left someone because of this scenario, and you're just turning around and doing the exact same thing back to people. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a learning curve, right? And people kind of see it long term. They realize, oh, okay, maybe I should, I can have these fees, but maybe I give a lot more back than I'm actually getting.
Yes.
So now I'm putting more money in their pocket. Now it's a win-win. I'm making a
Yes.
little bit more off their volume. They're making a heck of a lot more, and they're happy, right? So yeah, that's glad you really heard that.
Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
long-term game plan for sure.
Yes.
So LaTasha, do you want to talk a little bit about, I know you mentioned like in the training, right? Us the way that we kind of explain a lot of the fundamentals of a service bureau, right? Like what are the service bureau fees, the transmitter fees, all that kind of stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit more about your experience going through some of the other parts, like maybe you've seen some iterations of it as we launched, like the 7-day launch, and even
Yes.
just the coaching calls as well. Do you want to kind of just share your experience, accessing our training that we provide in the program?
Yes. And what I noticed, I that you all make sure that when new service bureaus come on, you make sure there are professional tools that are there for them, the support, the system. I really do enjoy the coaching calls because one thing you always say, Ross, that somebody may say something that the next person may be scared to say. And so it's always something that's said on those calls that I learn, or I be like, yes, that's correct, and let me work on that. So I enjoy the coaching calls. I enjoy the tools, the what you all have that we can go in and study and help with ourselves. And what I like, you don't take it away. It's always there for us to use. If some have to be updated, you all let us know that it's going to be updated, and that's something we need to retake again. So that's what I like about SBA. And when I talk about SBA, that's one of my main things is their education, the knowledge that they have that they offer to us. They don't gatekeep. They make sure we get it to give to our tax preparers and pass on as well.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, 100%. That's why we set out to make this program, is to give everyone the best deal and provide, the best training. And I still believe that, hands down, there's nothing that really comes close to our training and our experience that we can provide our members. So appreciate you saying that as well.
Yes.
So one other, I got like a couple last questions here for you, LaTasha. One was on support. I know you kind of mentioned that before, right? Like some of the
Yes.
tools that we have, like the support,
Yes.
the ticketing platform. What's been your experience using support? Like, how easy is it getting a hold of us when you need help with stuff? Like, what's been your experience using support?
Well, my support, as soon as I send a ticket in, I receive a email that you all have received my support ticket within, I say no more than five minutes. And so after you receive it, someone will respond to my ticket. It's not a long time. I have had someone always respond in the same day within 2 hours. If it's going to be a next day, they tell me on a ticket that someone will respond to me within this certain amount of time. They will get back to me. So I have no complaints about support. I get support thumbs up because support has always responded and helped me. And I think it is awesome. And so I love you all support team.
Awesome. That's
They
good. Good
make
to hear.
sure that you understand what they responded to. And that's what I like. They always ask you before the ticket has ended or they're going to close out the ticket to make sure that everything you received is what you wanted. So that's what I do like about support.
Right, for sure. Yeah, we always want to make sure that, before we close something out, like you have a clear detail. Any hesitations, any questions, just ask. It'll always reopen, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that everyone, you don't want to close somebody's ticket out and they're still left in the dark somehow, right? And then sometimes people are afraid to ask again, or they're like, oh, is it going to seem like I'm bothering? No, but that's what it's there for, right?
Well,
To make
and I
sure
think
everyone's
that's
clear.
Yes, and I think that's awesome because the business that I came from, your ticket will be closed, and you will have to put in another ticket if your if your the information that you asked them or you're asking about a client if it wasn't answered or anything like that. So that's what I do like about SBA. You all make sure that before you close our ticket that you're right, we're clear, we understand, we got what we asked for when we put our ticket in. So yes. Support
Awesome.
is great.
Awesome. Yeah, that's we love hearing that. I think we had I think it was a call yesterday, or the day before, where someone was saying that, and they're just like, oh yeah, like five stars. Like that's always,
Yes.
they're always.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember those surveys that we send out usually at like the end of each year. It's like, hey, give us some feedback on how we did, and like support is always like
Yes.
4.96 stars out of 5.
Yes.
I think it's always well received. So that's awesome. So looking at like this season, LaTasha, right, and moving forward with your service bureau, do you have like your goal laid out for this year, what you want to achieve with your service bureau?
Well,
Do you
yes,
have a picture of like 3-5 years from now, like the ultimate objective? What does that look like for you?
yes. So my goal that I want to is sell the darn software. That's my goal.
There you go. Were you on the call yesterday?
Yes.
Did you hear? I was like, what's the number one goal, Lisa? Sell the
Sell
damn
darn
software.
Yes. So
Awesome.
that is my goal, and also to help other EROs. Um, if they have a legacy, they want to leave with their family or help with their family. So that's what I'm here for, to help others and sell the darn software.
Well, also keep in mind, like your story, right? Because there's a lot of people that are in positions that you were in 4 years ago, currently right now. So even just sharing that story could open
Yes.
up a lot of opportunities for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And another thing, and one of my goals is to do automation. I always was hands-on, and it does wear you out doing a lot of things manually. So that's my goal, to have everything automated this year
Nice.
as well.
Yep. Jump in with Tamer. He'll
Yes.
he can help you out.
Okay.
Definitely. Awesome. So then last question for you here, LaTasha, unless there's anything else, Baldeep, you want to add before we get to the final question.
Final question. No, I'm good.
So
Actually, had a lot of great comments.
Okay.
yeah, definitely. Again, appreciate you jumping in. So my last kind of question is, if someone is looking at joining the Service Bureau Accelerator, right? I mean, there's a lot more options out there than there used to be on becoming a service bureau. But if someone was kind of looking in the market and they were looking at Service Bureau Accelerator, what would you tell them?
That this will be a great opportunity, a great investment. SBA is a great support community. They give us access to next level strategies. SBA gave me accountability and confidence to take bold steps. And I will let them know that this will be a great investment for them, that they will appreciate, and they will see what they have invested if they take your listen to your coaching calls, do the classes that we have, what you all offer us. If they do what you ask us to do, they will see 6 and 7 figures.
Nice.
Love it.
Yes.
Love
Awesome.
it.
Well, LaTasha, we'll close it out there. Thanks for hopping on. And if somebody's like, hey, maybe somebody's watching this and they were in the position you were in and they were like a preparer and they got this split, how would they find LaTasha so she can help them out?
Well, you can look for me also in the SBA group, or you can look for me at Dr. LaTasha Stanley on Facebook, or you can look me up at www.iMpAcTzSolutions.com.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for being here. We'll wrap up this session. Have a good
Yes.
rest of your day, guys.